Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 VR Cape to Cairo in a Cessna 152 journey. Sorry, there's been a long gap since the last video, but we are gonna start getting back to it now. Flight Simulator 2024 is coming out in just under a week. Very excited for that, but right now we're still in MSFS 2020. Might need to rename this soon. We'll see if we switch that. So if we quickly remind ourselves of the last flight, one I did quite a while ago, but recently uploaded. It didn't capture it here because unfortunately that flight, just as I landed, the PC crashed. But luckily, that was after. Oh, sorry, the power went off. But it's fine. We landed safely here in Maun, in Botswana. Still very far to go to Egypt. But right now, yeah, so we're here in Maun, which is just at the bottom of this very large Okavango Delta. What I just quickly recently did, I did do a quick flight earlier just to make sure after all the updates and this little nav map updated and all the FPS updated, everything seems to be still working, and just did a quick test flight to make sure I can still fly. Then I started looking at this map thinking where we want to fly to. So there are a few VORs here in the distance, which is a little bit far. I think to fly directly in one video it's going to take quite long. Plus we do want to explore a bit of this Okavango Delta. So what I quickly realized is we are eventually going to go here to Victoria Falls. Well, I think that's the falls, and I think this is an international airport, and therefore, maybe not therefore, but this VOR does have distance measuring equipment, as well as it's a long range one, 195 nautical miles, which is already we're in that circle. So even though we're not flying towards it, we can use it so long. So I was thinking maybe we'll fly north, or roughly north, and then head for this airport here, Chobe Airport, which is close to this river, which will eventually probably follow, or which will eventually lead to the Victoria Falls. I'm not sure if what this river is called at this point. I know somewhere it's Zambezi, but I'm not sure exactly where it becomes the Zambezi. We'll have a look. But right now, our flight plan is going to be to go to Chobe. And remember, I'm not using any GPS, so I can't just put those coordinates in. So what we'll do is we'll measure the distance from here to our VOR right there. And that means, when we get to, sorry, we will be able to use that. Where's the degrees? Yes, we'll be able to use that setting in the VOR. I'll show it now. To effectively, if we consider this a straight line going right through, whenever we cross that line, and we might cross it this way, we might cross it that way, but we'll probably try and cross it. I'll try and fly a little bit more northwest, cross that line. We know it is 126 nautical miles away, so we'll be able to look at our distance measuring equipment to know if we're this side or that side, and then turn the correct distance. So now I haven't done this in quite a while, so now I cannot remember if if these use true magnetic or true north or magnetic north. I think they use magnetic north. Because if you look at that line, it doesn't follow or doesn't point completely north. So yeah, and it would make sense to use magnetic north. Just shows you how long ago I've done this. But I think that should be a good plan. If we can just quickly measure here from, let's say, yeah, there is a VOR in Maun, but it's only a short range one. I just want to use that to gauge our distance, roughly 88 nautical miles. It's quite far, but we can make that happen. All right, so what do we need to fill in here? We effectively need this VOR, which is 116.70, 116.70, and we need to remember 86 for that one. I think we can get all of this information in the sim using the plugin. Let's jump into and we also need to know what the air. Oh, we technically don't need this one. Maybe let's see. Does it have it? Chobe. Think. Let's have a quick look. That looks right. Even though we're not going to use the in-flight stuff. Let's just make sure live weather. I did set it to 9 o'clock in the morning. Oh, sorry, 8 o'clock in the morning. Sounds about good. Let's get into the setup. As I said, it's been quite a while, so let's see. Oh, sorry, I didn't need to do that. Let's see how much. What is happening? Hold on. I think I pressed something. That's not good. Ah, I just pressed a button that. Okay, parking brake on. Okay, don't press buttons with your knees while trying to set up your flight. I think those are good lessons. Okay, so we are using. Oh, come on, mouse. Okay, let me get the mouse ready. We're using the little navmap VR plugin. So this, I disabled the thing that tells us where we are as well as the trail, so we won't be using this effectively as a GPS. Just as a, think of it as a flat map on a piece of paper. Okay, why is that not loading? There we go. 116.7. Let's get to that. Am I not doing that correctly? One. Sorry, let me just double check. 116. Why does it not want to go that low? Alright, let me just double check in little nav map. I am probably just doing something stupid. That's not what I'm looking for. 116.7. Am I setting the wrong radio? What is... I am setting the wrong radio. Very funny. I was setting my... Yeah, see, that's what happens when you do this. I haven't done this in a while. I was obviously setting my comms radio, not my nav radio. All right. let's try and reset. Okay, 116. That is now active. We should technically, if we turn on our DME, maybe as soon as we're in the air, because we are in range of it, and we want to follow the 86 radial. So that should be 80, 81, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 85, 86. There we go. So we'll follow that line. Well, we won't follow it. We'll wait for it to be in line with us, and then we'll see if we are, which way we need to turn. All right. Okay, let's just make sure we got rough headings here. So we're taking off. I can't remember which runway I set. Probably, yeah, runway 08, 80 degrees. So we're taking off that way, and then we're gonna turn north, and as I said, I'll try and go northwesterly, go a little bit here into the Okavango, and then probably straight up until we cross that line. All right. A lot of rusty things happened. We forgot which radio is which. Maybe if it's right on there. From where I was sitting, I could barely see it, but I mean, I should probably know that. All right, let's get settled in, reset all of our positionings. Flaps are up. Oh, pulling the brake. Oh, just slowly get back to the middle of this runway after our previous fiasco. Just gonna turn the volume up here. Not sure why this is pointing. There we go. Slowly lift up, and we're back in the air. It's been quite a while. I'm surprised that I should probably just get a little bit more altitude, and then we will hopefully pick up that VOR. Unless the game or something is wrong, but I think it'll be fine. All right, I'm slowly gonna start banking to my left, trying to get the heading a little bit more north, aiming for all of that green. All right, I'm gonna try and use my elevator trim to not have to constantly fight the plane wanting to go up or down. Let's go a little bit more northwest. Sad that we don't have the VOR yet. That's okay. There are a lot of airfields in this vicinity, so if we get lost, we just make a semi-emergency landing. I'm really excited for the new MSFS Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 coming out in under a week. It's going to be exciting to see all the quality of life changes and details that they've added. Hopefully it runs even a little bit better than this. They did mention some performance upgrades. So fun story. I have actually flown in a small airplane. I'm not a pilot. I didn't fly it. I was a passenger here over a part of the Delta. It was very beautiful. I remember it being a little bit more green than this, but maybe when this was taken, it's just their drier season or something. But it was really beautiful. You could see elephants and hippos and all kinds of animals from the plane. You wouldn't think you could, but it's really beautiful and really a good experience. I think I may have mentioned it as well in one of the previous videos, but I've also swum in some of the waters here. It's a little bit stupid, probably. We stayed in a place where the people told us whatever the guides tell you, don't swim in the water. And then the guides told us, "Hey, let's go swim in the water," and then we all did. But it was very scary because there are hippos and crocodiles and things. So yeah, probably a little bit reckless. But makes a fun story. Gonna turn a little bit more to the greenery there. A little bit more northwest. So I would have expected at this altitude that we would pick up that VOR. and the distance measurement equipment, or DME, but not yet. That's a bit troubling, considering we won't be going that much, at least with the plan I had. We'll be going roughly north, so we won't be going that much closer directly towards it. That may influence our plan a little bit if we need to turn more northeasterly to get closer to it, but for now I'll just try and take in this vast floodplain. If you are one of my loyal 5 viewers, I'm kidding. I'm really sorry for the long hiatus. I think after that one video, the one I just uploaded today, it's been recorded for a couple of months, but I I think I was demoralized when the power cut and I couldn't immediately upload it, and then life sort of just started happening, and there was this mental barrier of starting again. But hopefully this now has broken that barrier. So I'm gonna try and continue with this plan, and maybe even we'll see how good Flight Simulator 2024 is. I don't think it'll from day one have, for example, this extension I used to get the map into the plane. Maybe we can get away without that, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll maybe do a few test flights first, and obviously we'll have to see how the performance works. I only have a 3070, which, truth be told, isn't actually good enough for VR for this. There's a lot of tricks happening to make this usable. So we'll see how it works. One thing I'll quickly do, it's probably too late, but Maun does have a VOR, even though it's short range. It's at 112.70. Wrong way. So, yeah, okay, that's good. we're still in range of that. We can figure out roughly where we are. It doesn't, I don't think it has distance measurement equipment. Maybe it does. We can actually quickly set it to this one as well, 112.7. Switch it. There we go. So we're just about 19 miles away from that one, and we can technically figure out we're on so we are, yeah, basically flying from, yes, very small. We're flying from at exactly basically north 20.4 nautical miles. So that should put us, if we look at that line, because that's the north for this one, maybe somewhere around there. Okay, we can switch this one back. That one's still hasn't picked up. Oops, just put that there. It still hasn't picked it up, which I'm not super happy about. Oh, I've started flying a little bit to the east. That's okay. It's really nice about the Okavango is all these like small rivers and puddles, and it's really chaotic but beautiful. Have been wondering if we should upgrade to the Cessna 172 just to get a little bit more speed, especially over these. Well, this, at least there's some beautiful parts outside, but if it's a long stretch, it would be nice to be able to fly a little bit faster. Can have a quick look here. 25. So we're still roughly within range. I think it's 34. Is that thing's range? Just want to move the mouse. There we go. Let's do one quick, ever so slightly irresponsible low flight past some of these. We should just watch our airspeed. We don't want to hurt the plane. It's quite nice flying a little bit faster, but obviously we can't just nosedive this thing, it'll actually, it can get damage. I think in the new, maybe even in this one you could see it. I probably just have it turned off. But in the new one, you'll see animals in their natural habitat. So, for example, if there are elephants here, you'll see them. And I think I've saw a video or read that they even take migrational patterns into account. So, like, if it's, zebra or wildebeest or something, and it's their migration time, you'll see them where, like, at the correct places. What's also quite cool about the new one, though not really applicable to us, but because we'll be flying through the middle of Africa, but they're also apparently, so boats or ships have transponders and GPS on them. So there are actually websites where you can go and see every single boat or ship, um, and their type and where they're going and all those kinds of stuff. It's publicly available, but they're incorporating that into the game now. So you'll see ships as they are. Well, maybe they'll not look exactly the same. They'll probably be similar, like the design of the ship. But you'll see ships where they are in the real world in real time, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, feeling some turbulence down here now, but this is quite beautiful. Let's open this window. Immediately I could feel that on the tilt of the plane. Wow. It's very funny. I can almost imagine me, like, now suddenly breathing more clean air. It's crazy what the mind can do. All right. Before we crash, let's close this window again. Close that little clip. There we go. Okay. Let's have a quick look where we are. If we're right on the edge of that VOR. We're gonna lose it right now. I think that's this. I should have marked this, but I think it's this. Oops. The dotted line. So if we do carry on, do we? Huh. Wonder if we can probably have a look out for an airport to our slight west. I say airport, but probably just some airstrip. Okay, let me just sit up a little bit. There we go. And we probably wanna regain some of that airspeed now. Airspeed and altitude. Flying, we don't want to fly this low. I am quite nervous for my first landing in quite a while. I did do one, as I said, I did one quick flight earlier today, takeoff and landing. It was scary. It's interesting how quickly you are just a little bit out of practice. It's not like it was impossible, but not as smooth as and as well practiced as in the past. All right, let's. Was I wrong with the 34? Is it 38? I think it's 38. Unless this is a longer range. No, it's not a longer range one. But we'll have a quick check on that one. Let's see if we've picked up the one we're actually heading towards. Nope. That is a bit problematic. That is very... okay. No, there we just lost the Maun one. Okay. I actually don't want this video to be too long. So if we don't pick up that, I wonder what can we do to pick up that one, because we're very much in range of it. We should be in range. The only thing I can think of is to try and get as much altitude as possible. See, I mean, there's a chance that I got the frequency wrong. Let's do the old double check as soon as that loads. 116. Okay, well, obviously, oops. Obviously, I have to actually set that frequency in. Was the previous one? Okay, we're gonna try and get our vertical airspeed roughly there, so we don't lose too much. Oh, sorry, yeah, vertical airspeed, so we don't lose too much normal airspeed. We don't just want to tilt this thing up. We want to. I'm going also a little bit more northeast now, closer towards it. But I'm gonna try and get us to about, I don't know, 8,000 feet. See if that. It's quite flat here, which is. I think I should have picked up that VOR already. I do think I see an airstrip there in front. Probably if I don't pick this up, I might just go and land at that airstrip. If that is even an airstrip, but let's try and gain some altitude. I'm gonna try and fly one-handed here. Pretty sure, given where we were flying towards, it could be. Could also just be my imagination, or just a road that looks like an airstrip. Ah, we got it. It worked. Okay, we'll stick with the original plan. Amazing. 115 is what that shows currently. What does that mean for our current? If we remember, oops, it should be 80, sorry, 126. So a little bit more to the right, which now we are going a little bit more. Let's go exactly 45. That's not 45 yet. Still very beautiful out here. Okay, so we either got closer to it, or I think the just getting some altitude to pick up that signal in the distance was probably what we needed. Yeah, so as soon as that number, that 153, gets to 126, we'll just sort of buffer it, or I mean, if it gets smaller, we'll turn to the left. If it gets bigger, we turn to the right once we're close to 126. And then we wait until that top line. So we're chasing that line, but not, even though this line is what's the word, vertical, we are actually, coming towards that line from the side, tangentially almost. Yeah, that is an airstrip. Could land there, but this has made me, I'm glad that we got it. We can actually, since we have two radios, we can tune this one to that frequency as well. 116, oops, 0.7. Yeah. Then we can turn this dial until it lines up. 71. So we are at 71 degrees. technically we can draw that line, so it'll be a little bit farther than that, and it'll be a little bit lower. So we're probably, well, actually, we just crossed a runway, so we might actually be right there. Might be that one. Probably. All right, let's carry on. We are using the tools to our disposal. If we had a co-pilot, they could, using those, the distance, our altitude, our headings, and all those things, they could probably work out to a very high degree of accuracy where we are. But we don't need that right now. I quite like this, you know, the sense of risk that I mean, it's not a real risk. It's not like I'm gonna, crash, or I'm obviously flying in virtual reality, but that sort of added, like, ooh, where am I? Did I get lost? I remember that. I think it was episode 2 or 3 where I didn't understand that not all VORs are long range VORs, and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't picking it up. I just blindly kept on flying, started questioning, but still didn't understand, and then ended up flying basically, what was it, 100 or so kilometers to the north of where I wanted to end up, where I basically recognize that I'm crossing the border between South Africa and Namibia due to seeing the Orange River, which wasn't part of the plan at that time. But yeah, those kinds of, getting lost. This makes this, for me at least, a little bit more interesting than just flying around with a GPS. Okay, I see another airfield there on the left. Heard some rumors that in January the new graphics cards are coming out from nVidia. I really want to get one, but I don't know if I can really justify that cost. But it would be really interesting to see the difference between this, 3070, which is, as I said, just on the edge, and a top of the range one, to see exactly how amazing it can look. It's probably not that visible in the video, but this isn't it's not a bad experience for me, but it's a little bit fuzzy here and there. I have to go really close to read some of the things, and the frame rate is not as high as I would hope to be. It's about 40. It works in VR or it works in flight simulator. VR, you typically want to get way higher, but it works because we are. I'm mostly actually seeing things move quite slowly because they're so far away. Um, this when I move my head in here, it is a little bit laggy, like the dashboard itself. I don't move my head that well, maybe I do, but that when it gets a little bit laggy like that, that can introduce some nausea or motion sickness. I think that would be great to get that at least, at the very least, above 60. That's like actually the minimum it should be. You want to get 72 or 90, but for that you need a really strong graphics card and probably still like what they call motion reprojection or frame generation or anything like that. Okay, that needle hasn't really moved that much. We are getting closer well, we're getting closer to that 126. That's not obviously the anything to directly to do with the direction, sorry, the distance towards our destination. um that line needs to go to the middle for us to be in line with our airstrip. Whoa. I didn't realize how far east I started turning. Almost almost turned completely around. That's what I get for talking about graphics cards. That's gonna be funny in the trail afterwards if we can see it. I probably made like almost a U-turn there. Almost went south. Wow. Okay. So there's an airstrip there. There's another one, I think, over there. Interesting. I'm quite tempted to just go land at one of these, but I think let's carry on. Just gonna try. I don't know why it's continuously pushing me towards the east. I haven't yet experienced any serious weather. That's going to be interesting if it ever happens. I've once, not as part of this trip, but flew in a storm, and it was incredibly disorientating. Like, you need to, if you go into a cloud, you need to really look at your dials and everything, because you have no concept of the horizon, or if you're, you know, even flying straight or angled or up. Yeah, it gets very tricky. Okay. So we're getting to that 133 nautical miles now. The distance is 126 to our airport. So as soon as we get to that, I'll probably go more north again. So let's just have a look. So we've been flying quite a lot in the northeast direction. I'm guessing we just saw two airstrips. Surely it's not those two. It might. Oh, sorry. What could they have been? It might have actually been those two. Yeah. Oops. I'm not too concerned about, matching up every road shape with a map like I have in the past. That's basically just because we do have this VOR, so we're not flying as blindly as we have in the past, where we had to follow landmarks like roads and mountain peaks and dams and all kinds of geographical things. Now we just use the radio. All right. Gonna try and get a little bit more of a north heading going here, since that 129 number there should still decrease. I want to bring that line that's to the left as well, as fast as possible now, to the right, or to the center, I mean. Let's go for about 20 degrees heading. See if we can try and hold it. So let's see, we are 72 degrees. Okay, there's quite a distance still to go. I really wish in this plugin that I can draw some lines on here, but alas, we can't. I'm actually gonna go more north, maybe 10 degrees. Let's see. So we can sort of gauge by how quickly this changes. 73, we want to get it to 86. That'll tell us. Let's go due north. That'll tell us roughly, you know, and not quite at 74 yet. So I know that where we're going to is close to a fairly large river. I don't think it is the Zambezi. I think the Zambezi is the one there in the north. There's an interesting geographical part here. So there's a little panhandle from Namibia where oops, where we've also flown in, but there's this little piece of land that somehow belongs to them, and we will be at the southern part of that and follow that river eventually to get to the Victoria Falls. Is this the Zambezi? I don't know. We can have a look maybe afterwards, or for next time I'll double check the rivers. Right. We have actually gone under 126 now, which means we're too much to the east. So I'll fly all the way north. Maybe overshoot it a little bit to let that 124 grow again. The number next to that is the speed in relation to the VOR. I've never really thought about it that way, but technically, once I'm at 126 away, we want to get that speed to 0, right? Because that means I'm flying exactly perpendicular, and if you continuously fly perpendicular to a singular point, you're flying in a circle. So yeah, there we go. That's something I didn't think about before. Anyway, my point earlier, there's a river we're going towards, and I do think I'm starting to see a river there, or at least a big greenery, or maybe even blue in the distance. So I don't think we're that far off. Let's see. We're about 77. We'll see how quickly that number gets, that line gets close to us. But I think we aren't that far away. Yeah, that line is starting to creep up. That's good. 79. All right, I can see this line slightly moving. As closer we'll get to it, I think the faster it'll move. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the river, or at least some of the. Yeah, it has to be the river, not this small part here, that big one there at the back. So 125. Okay. Now we're getting very close, and I mean the airstrip we're aiming for is the side of the river. Let's get our. So there is runway 11 or runway 29. Probably doesn't make that big of a difference. Come on. Okay. Let's hope that this airfield isn't like that one we had. Can't remember if it was episode 7 or something, where the airstrip was there, but it was. It basically looked like a field. I think I see something in front of us. I see two possibilities. So I see something over there, but then something over there also caught my eye, but we'll go a little bit closer. All right, look how close that line has gotten. I think it is that one over there, because that seems to align with runway 26 and runway 11. So I'll fly over it. What's the word? Perpendicularly, and then fly to the left there over the water, come back, and then we'll land. This does very much just look like some airstrip in the. I think these are all national parks. The Chobe is a famous one. So this might just be like the airstrip that the national park uses for, I don't know, tours or conservation, or people that want to come stay there. Maybe they fly directly there. I don't know. But it's definitely not an airport. Yeah, we are basically, if we look at those, that we lost it. I think we're too low. That's why we lost. I think there's technically a bug with this. I don't think it should say VLOC once we lose it. That's confusing. But that's fine. I I have a very good visual on this airstrip. We'll it would be nice if I had any indication as to what the wind is doing. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna fly out a little. I'm gonna put 11. Oops. There on our. On the side, which means we're going perpendicularly. Nice. Then in a short while, we'll bank to the left. There we go. Okay, so right about there. Oops. Now we should be going directly parallel. So I actually aligned 11 to the bottom of. Oops, the wrong way. So to the bottom of our little compass there. That means we're flying directly parallel to it, away from it. So once we are far, maybe just over that water, I'll turn it around and then I'll put 11 at the top, obviously. So I've probably said this 1,000 times, but runways, their numbers indicate the compass heading. So you can use your compass to align yourself to the runway. So runway 11 would be 110 degrees. Yeah. Okay, first real landing in a while. No, no lights to guide us, probably because it's just an airstrip. Oops, and no. I can't even remember what that thing is called, but ILS, that's the one. No ILS or anything to help with glide slopes. We're going to have to figure this one out the old fashioned way. I think we're far enough. Let's go. So now we just want to do a turn so that 11 goes to the top. That should put us parallel, not necessarily in line. We'll adjust that ourselves. Yeah, see, so we're to the left, to the right, and we're, like always, a little bit too high. Okay, I'll just visually try and get in line. Okay, we're too fast. So what I'll do is I'll just cut the throttle a little, point us a little bit up, and then as soon as we're in flap speed, bring one level of flaps up, or down, I mean. Second level of flaps, get back on the throttle. We can go flaps full throttle. I don't want to stall this. Okay. Slowly bringing the throttle back. Throttle completely back. Okay. Okay, I can probably. I mean, it's a airstrip. Probably just cut over here. Let's give it a little bit of throttle. Let's just park it nice. Well, maybe, yeah. Let's just park it right here for now. Okay. We did it. We didn't crash. Let's bring the mixture out. See if I can remember how to do any of this. Right. I think that is the right airport. FBCH, Foxtrot Bravo Charlie Hotel. Let's see. Let's go check in our little nav map. Okay. Let's have a look. So we turn on our trail, see how we flew. Yeah, so there's I meant where I nearly almost, I don't know what happened, started wearing off course. So, oops, what did we do? What did we do? I think one of those might be from the earlier flights today. So, okay, quite okay. We flew north and then somehow almost started flying south again. Realized the mistake. That's interesting how nicely we got to that line. That's not even a line I made. That's just happened to be a line. Okay. Good flight. We are right here on the border of Botswana and no, Namibia again. I can't see the name of this river, unfortunately. There. A name I can probably not quite. Linya. It disappeared. Linyati River, probably. Sorry if I mispronounced that. So we're gonna, on our next flight, probably, we'll make our way up this river. Maybe do, always try to do it, but then I don't. Try and make some smaller trips. Nice thing, we are in the range of this VOR for quite a while now, as well as, well, as soon as we get close to this one, we can go land there at Kasane. I think it's also a national park. But yeah, that's today's flight. I think was quite nice, quite green, compared to a lot of the desert we saw before. From now on, river, and then yeah, very close to the Victoria Falls. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me in this journey, and I'll see you the next time. Bye bye.